Welcome to the Crypto Daily News. This podcast is created by Generative AI. Today is July 30th, 2024. Links to all stories can be found in the episode notes. First up, let's dive into the recent turmoil within the Compound DAO. A governance proposal has led to a significant drop in the value of its native token, COMP, which fell by 6.7%. The proposal, driven by a group known as the Golden Boys, aims to allocate $24 million in COMP tokens to a yield-bearing protocol called Gold Comp. This move has raised alarms among major stakeholders, including Wintermute, who see it as a governance attack. The attack began in early May with Proposal 118, which was rejected due to suspicious circumstances. Subsequent attempts, including Proposal 247, also failed. However, Proposal 289 was eventually passed, allowing the allocation of funds to Gold Comp. Critics argue this is an attempt to misappropriate funds, while the whale behind the proposal, known as Humpy, defends it, stating the fund operates under a trust setup that prevents theft. In response, the community has proposed Proposal 290, which seeks to implement a 2-day delay on governance actions to allow for community reaction. The outcome of this proposal remains uncertain, as it may not fully prevent the Golden Boys from accessing the COMP tokens they seek. Next, George Selgin discusses a proposed legislation involving the U.S. Treasury acquiring $64 billion worth of Bitcoin using the gold reserves at Fort Knox. Contrary to initial beliefs, the plan does not involve the Federal Reserve acquiring bank reserves or the $3 trillion in Fed assets. Instead, the Treasury would revalue its gold holdings, which are currently undervalued, to generate funds for the BTC purchase. The Treasury would issue new gold certificates to the Fed, which would then credit the Treasury's account, effectively increasing its assets. However, this plan raises concerns about the impact on bank reserves, as spending from the Treasury's account would increase reserves by at least $64 billion, potentially up to $347 billion. The Fed would face challenges in paying interest on these reserves, since gold certificates do not earn interest. Selgin warns that this could hinder the Fed's long-term financial sustainability, especially as it already struggles with revenue shortfalls. Moving on to Ethereum development, a thread by @EthereumIntern highlights essential tools for Ethereum smart contract developers. The thread introduces several libraries and frameworks that can enhance development efficiency. Key tools mentioned include Tevum for local transaction simulation and TypeScript Solidity integration, Foundry for fast smart contract development, Halmos for formal verification, SMTC Checker for proving inductive invariance, Bullock for generating Solidity test scaffolds, EQL for querying blockchain data, Wasabi for guessing the ABI of smart contracts, Ponder for faster indexing of crypto apps, Swiss Knife for various blockchain-related tasks, and Chisel for quickly testing Solidity code. The thread also mentions WAGMI VM for blockchain interactions, OpenZeppelin contracts for standard implementations, and Solidity for gas-efficient snippets. Developers are encouraged to continuously seek out new tools and improve their skills. In another thread, X922CE55 discusses the decline of on-chain decentralized finance, DeFi, and the rise of centralized solutions like intents and solvers. The author argues that the initial promise of DeFi has been undermined by security vulnerabilities, particularly due to pooling funds, which makes them attractive targets for hackers. The introduction of upgradable contracts has also increased potential attack vectors. As a response, users are now relying on third-party solvers to manage their assets, which compromises the original security model of DeFi. The author identifies several issues with this shift, including a growing dependence on centralized proprietary off-chain infrastructure, which contradicts the original vision of decentralized applications. This centralization allows developers to exert control over user interactions and data, potentially leading to monopolistic practices. Furthermore, the need for omniscient solvers to facilitate interoperability among protocols increases centralization, creating a few powerful entities that dominate the market. The author expresses concern that this model, which offers better user experience and stable revenue, may become entrenched, making it difficult to revert to a more decentralized approach. Austin Campbell responds to a question posed by Gary Winslet regarding the defense of cryptocurrency, emphasizing the current US government's hostile stance towards the crypto industry. He argues that the administration's approach, which treats tokens as securities without a proper registration process, effectively bans crypto operations. Campbell highlights the pressure from the FDIC on banks to close accounts of crypto companies, likening it to a historical crackdown on legitimate businesses following financial scandals. He criticizes the Biden administration for blocking bipartisan efforts to improve crypto custody regulations, while enforcement actions seem to target compliant companies rather than actual fraudsters. He further critiques the traditional banking system, arguing that it is designed to benefit wealthy individuals at the expense of average consumers, who are often unaware of the risks involved in banking. Campbell advocates for the development of competitive financial products, particularly stablecoins, which could provide safer alternatives for consumers and challenge the banking monopoly. He asserts that crypto can empower marginalized groups globally by offering them access to stable financial systems without the need for permission from corrupt local authorities. Campbell concludes by stating that the value of crypto technology should not be dismissed due to the actions of bad actors, advocating instead for smart regulation that fosters competition and protects consumers. Lastly, the governance situation surrounding the COMP token has escalated into what is being described as a social attack, primarily led by a figure known as Humpy. A recent proposal, which has passed, involves transferring 5% of the COMP treasury, valued at approximately $25 million, into a DeFi vault controlled by Humpy and his associates, referred to as the Golden Boys. This move is significant not just for the monetary aspect, but for the control it grants over governance votes. Humpy has a history of similar actions in other DeFi projects, such as the Balancer and Sushi protocols, where he sought to manipulate governance to benefit his interests. In the Balancer Wars, he was involved in a power struggle over governance control, which ended in a peace treaty. In the Sushi Wars, he attempted to inflate sushi emissions to favor his own token, Gold, leading to a counter-movement from other token holders. With the recent proposal, Humpy and the Golden Boys have gained substantial voting power, becoming the largest delegate in Compound, surpassing even major players like A16Z Crypto. This newfound power allows them to direct emissions and manage market risks, which could have significant implications for the Compound protocol. The governance changes are irreversible, leaving Compound with limited options to counteract this shift in control. That's all for today's episode of the Crypto Daily News. Stay tuned for more updates and insights into the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain, and Web3. Don't forget to check the episode notes for links to all the stories we've covered. Until next time, stay informed and stay secure.